War minus the shooting, opium of the people, secular religion, sport is health, sport is life, sport is good. Today, sport can be associated with practically all dimensions of social life, politics, economy, religion. However, above all, sport is seen as fundamental for the development of physical fitness, for mental well-being, and for socialization. Even more, for Nelson Mandela, sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. Sport can create hope where once there was only despair. It is more powerful than governments in breaking down racial barriers. It laughs in the face of all types of discrimination. Sport activities linked to these social aims take place in the context of a sector that became known as sport for development and peace, and tend to happen in the region of the world that has been conventionally called the Global South, particularly in Africa and South America. In this film, we hear South American voices on sport for development and peace. This documentary is based on a research project called South American Sport for Development Voices and the Sustainable Development Goals, which was funded by the Advanced Olympic Research Grant from the Olympic Studies Center of the Olympic Foundation for Culture and Heritage. The research was coordinated by Dr. Billy Graeff from the Federal University of Rio Grande in Brazil, and by Dr. Simona Safarekova and Dr. Arno Svoboda from Palacky University, Olomouc in the Czech Republic. Researchers estimate that less than 10% of research on sport for development and peace, published internationally, in English, involves actors from the Global South. According to them, Latin America participates in only 3% of these publications. So we decided to listen to the voices of sport for development and peace actors linked to this field in South America in our research. In this film, we present such voices, highlighting their perspectives, challenges, and inspirations. Our research was developed from 5 different sites. Rivera in Uruguay, under the coordination of Dr. Luciano Janerca from the University of the Republic of Uruguay. Rio Grande, Brazil, under the coordination of Dr. Gustavo da Silva Freitas of the Federal University of Rio Grande. João Pessoa, Brazil, under the coordination of Dr. Aurea Augusta Rodrigues da Mata from the Federal University of Paraíba. Belém, Brazil, under the coordination of Dr. Lucilia da Silva Matos from the Federal University of Pará. Bogotá, Colombia, under the coordination of psychologist and master's student Catalin Cudiva, Universidad Nacional de Colombia.
Hello, I'm Billy with the Federal University of Rio Grande, and together with Dr. Arno Svoboda and Dr. Simona Safarikova from Palacky University Olomouc, we coordinated the research that was the basis for this movie. It is important to register that this movie was developed in the pandemic of COVID-19 during the years of 2020 and 2021, and that's why we could not display any footage from the actual activities that take place within the initiatives that are featured in this film. One of the main features of this movie is that we talk directly with people involved with sport for development and peace initiatives here in South America. But beyond that, we also found out a few characteristics that are quite specific to the setups we researched. For example, the institution school is recurrently regarded as very important within many of the projects that we research. As well, the subject of drugs is quite present within the narratives of the actors that we talked to. So in the future, research can try and understand why that is. And beyond that as well, we found out that although many of the projects work with themes that are related with sustainable development goals, many of the actors have never heard about Agenda 2030, for example, or even SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. There was a difference in this theme that is related to the fact that in Colombia, it was more common for us to find people within the framework of Sport for Development and Peace that would know more about Agenda 2030 and the SDGs, while in Brazil and Uruguay that was quite rare. Okay, that was our movie. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please try and contact us, and stay tuned for future outcomes of this research, especially in terms of literature. Bye bye.